Peter Navarro, the trade advisor to the US President Donald Trump, has put out a series of tweets today. And in those tweets, which he's posted on X, he's basically accusing India of being the principal instigator of this war which is taking place between Russia and Ukraine by buying Russian oil, refining it into the open markets, becoming a laundromat of sorts for the president, Putin, in Russia, and thereby working against the American cause. In plain and simple terms, what Mr. Navarro, through this series of tweets, is stating is that India, Prime Minister Modi, has become a money laundering machine for Vladimir Putin. Now, we can argue till the cows come home about what could be the motivation for making such a bizarre statement, but that's not where the real story is. The real story is not who Peter Navarro is, or is he saying what he's saying because he's been told by the Republican administration in Washington, D.C. to take these positions against India. The real story is in one of the tweets which he puts up, and you will see this tweet, his tweet number 5. What does he say? He says, India's big oil lobby has turned the largest democracy in the world into a massive refining hub and oil money laundromat for the Kremlin. He then goes on to say in his 7th tweet that while the US pays to arm Ukraine, India bankrolls Russia even as it slaps some of the world's highest tariffs on the US goods, which in turn punishes American manufacturers and traders. He is even accusing the Indian oil lobby supposedly to be politically connected. Now, who exactly is Mr. Navarro really hinting towards? Is he attacking one of the biggest industrialists of our India with renowned credentials in the space of oil and exploration? Is he saying that the Indian political economy is dependent on the support of this big business entity, which has become a bit of a contentious business entity these days? A prominent think tank which was run by this big business entity had also come in the line of fire recently post this debacle which is now playing out between India and the US. Is Mr. Navarro therefore suggesting that there is something fundamentally flawed in the manner in which business operates in India and politics operates in India? Well, I myself tweeted today, and I said that for a country like the United States, where all politics is business, even if all business is not politics, for them it's rather preachy for them to take this position that business and politics in India is joined at the hips. Yes, it's true that the Prime Minister and the BJP have come under intense criticism in the recent times for being too close to certain corporate houses. One prominent think tank backed by one prominent industrialist, another prominent think tank, which was recently holding a pre-SCO summit in the national capital backed by another industrialist. Now, all that is par for the course. Let's make no mistake about it. Industrialists across the world always end up spending mega billion dollars when it comes to lobbying. Lobbying is a crime in India. Lobbying is no crime in the United States of America. So I'm not understanding why Mr. Navarro is taking these positions. In simple terms, folks, what we really should be worried about is this entire tariff saga now becoming a clash of egos between certain individuals? The right-wing ecosystem in India would like us to believe that the Prime Minister is not coming up on the phone call which is being initiated by Donald Trump. Now, here comes Mr. Navarro, who's straight away taking positions against an industrialist whose international credentials are all too well known, whose international networks are all too well known, whose hold over certain strategic natural resources in India are also too well known. Therefore, if Mr. Navarro has to take these positions, we must know on what basis is he saying all this. If there is any proof the United States of America has that India was laundering money for the Russians, then let that proof come out. But if this is only and only about arm twisting the Indian state into accepting a tariff regime which is blatantly unfair, then that's not par for the course. Not for the first time is India being challenged by this threat of tariffs or some new sanctions which could be imposed. Have you forgotten what had happened during the Pokhran nuclear tests? Had we forgotten what had happened when Indira Gandhi was a prime minister? Similar threats were issued even at that time. India did come out of that story. India did come out of those set of adverse circumstances, and I'm absolutely certain India will come out from this latest round of tariff threats as well. If this was about government policy, we could have still engaged with it. We could have dealt with it at a policy level. But it is increasingly now becoming a clash of egos, now becoming a clash of business interests between Donald Trump on one side and a set of Indian industrialists on the other side. What did you make out of this video? You can tell us in our comment section on the Squirrels.in.